What's going on, Jets fans? Welcome into NYJ Today. In this video, we're going to be breaking down cornerback Greg Newsome II out of Northwestern. This is a tall, long-armed, physical cornerback that can line up on the outside opposite of Bryce Hall. I think he and Bryce Hall would form one of the best young tandems in the NFL for a long, long time. Should the New York Jets target Greg Newsome at the 23rd overall selection? We're going to talk about that. We're going to watch his game film, and we're going to get into much more about Greg Newsome. Let's get after it. And like we always do with these draft profiles, we're just going to take a quick look at his college career and some of the statistics that he had. So he actually has played a good amount of football, played 6 games as a freshman in 2018. He had 23 total tackles, 4 passes defensed. In 2019, as a sophomore, 36 total tackles, played in 8 games, had 9 passes defensed and 1 fumble recovery. And then this past year, in a shortened season, only played 3 games, 12 total tackles, 1 interception, 7 passes defensed. So something that I mentioned in the JC Horn video, you should not read too much into the fact that he doesn't have a million interceptions during his college career. It's pretty typical that these college coaches will game plan to not throw on that side of the field. They will stay away from the elite corners in college football. So for him to not have that many interceptions really isn't a concern. And again, when you look at the tape, and we're going to do that next, you're going to see a guy that really pops when you watch his film. So on this very first play that we're going to watch here for Greg Newsome II is we're going to see him actually doing a really good job of not over pursuing. He may have taken one step too far onto the inside, but then he very quickly recognizes that it's a run to the outside and is able to string this runner and just kind of keeps him going towards the sideline. No, he doesn't bring him down right away, but he does keep him in front of him, never loses, the proper angle here to get the guy down and helps the team to gang tackle and bring him down. It's a really nice job of run support on the edge here. And again, if you look at that right side of the offense, there was nobody on that side on the defense. If Greg Newsome does not keep him inside here or keep him contained, this is going to be a big time run on that right sideline. So really good job of keeping the running game shut down. I think this play does a really great job of showing not only a positive but also a negative. So at the very last moment before he goes off screen, you see that Greg Newsome is actually a little bit flat-footed and starts to bite on the comeback route here. And I think that it could be dangerous in the NFL if he's not only biting, but maybe getting out of position and not keeping good footwork and technique. So it's just some little criticism. It's a small criticism, but I do like how he regathers here, gets in the face of the wide receiver, does not interfere, gets his hands up, and knocks the ball out in the end zone. This is a very impressive play in a pretty tough situation. It's an obvious one-on-one situation here. Really nice play by Greg Newsome to regain his control. Kind of like a pass rusher where they can hit the quarterback and knock them down. We want to see sacks with pass rushers, and we of course want to see cornerbacks getting interceptions, but an underrated statistic for a cornerback is passes defensed. And right here you're seeing a play where he's out of position to be even able to make an interception. He's not in position to do so, but he does an outstanding job of using those long arms, keeping himself from interfering, knocks the ball away before the receiver can get his hands on it. This is actually a really impressive play down the middle, down the seam, and just again, knocking the ball away before the receiver can even touch the football. Very impressive play here by Greg Newsome. This is one of my favorite plays actually in the whole reel of clips that we're going to be looking at here. And, again, I'm not a professional, but what I see here is really good footwork. He doesn't really ever lose control of where his body is and his technique. He does obviously have his eyes on the quarterback here and is reading the quarterback initially, but then he gets his eyes on the receiver and sees that the receiver is making a break up the field and is able to very easily kind of turn his hips and runs right along with this wide receiver and knocks the ball out. This is a tremendous, tremendous play. Really impressive. And again, great footwork. I thought this was outstanding. This is another great play by him. He's got his eyes on the quarterback pretty much right away from the snap. He's keeping his eyes on the QB, trying to get a sense of where he's looking and where he's going to be throwing. And he makes a nice recovery here, breaks right on this slant, gets his hands in where the receiver is trying to make the catch, knocks the ball out. Again, a really impressive job using his length, reacting, using his eyes to make a play on the football. This is another one of my favorite plays of this whole film reel that we're looking at. In a zone coverage scheme, he's going to be responsible for one side of the field, a lot like a Richard Sherman, and you see him sitting in his zone, reacting to the ball being thrown, turns his hips, seeing a great athletic, physical hit here on this player, and he gets him down right away. No time wasted getting him down on the ground. It would have been nice to see him really wrap up a little bit more, but again, you can't really hate on him too much. In the NFL, he might get burned here. People might break this tackle, even though he does give a good thump here. But again, really impressive job of turning his hips, reacting to the quarterback's throw. These are the things that I really love about Greg Newsome. The interception on this play is just the cherry on the top, but I don't even really care so much about that. I want you to, again, watch him turn his hips here. The guy does an outside move. He was expecting an inside move, but he regains control here. He turns his hips really, really nicely. The quarterback's late with this football. He holds the ball too long. And again, it's a bad pass to the inside. It should have been to the outside. But again, he is in position to make this play due to his hips being able to move very quickly and have that receiver right next to him. He never loses control of this route. And again, very impressive ability to turn his hips and run with pretty much anybody that he is covering. So to summarize my feelings about Greg Newsome II, I would just say that the New York Jets would be really, really fortunate if he fell to the number 23 overall pick. I do not think it very likely that J.C. Horn falls to 23. I think he gets gobbled up somewhere in the teens. And so I don't think the Jets are going to have a shot at J.C. Horn. I think that this guy would be a hell of a consolation prize because I think that he fits the scheme and he shows an ability to really read and react to the quarterback's eyes and to the ball being thrown. He really does an outstanding job of making plays on the football, even if it's not necessarily an interception on the play. So overall, I really love the player, and I also think I really love the fit. And I just think that if he's there at 23, we're going to have to consider passing on an offensive lineman and taking one at the 34th overall selection. There are other cornerbacks in this draft. Obviously, there's going to be some more after the first round. But I just think that there is a bit of a drop-off at the position, and I think that we would be wise to select Greg Newsome if he were there. So moving forward, this is going to be my preferred method for the Jets is to take a quarterback at 2, take a corner at 23, and then to select an offensive lineman with that 34th overall selection. So if you're in favor of this, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I would love to hear what you have to say about Greg Newsome II. That's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching NYJ Today. If you enjoyed this video, please jet up the like button, and if you're new here, consider subscribing to the channel. We do weekend uploads every weekend, 2 videos, and we also host a live podcast every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. We involve our listeners, we involve our viewers. You are part of the conversation, so if you get into that live chat, we will include you in the discussion. And also, if you're not a live listener and you don't watch it live, consider leaving us a voicemail. We have our number at the top. We also have it at the bottom of the screen over here. So call and leave me a voicemail, and you will be a part of the discussion, even if you're not a live member of the streams. So, as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think about Greg Newsome II at the 23rd overall selection. Tell me if you agree or if you disagree. As always, go Jets. See you guys next time.